Okay, for all our families who are at home in the snow day, I'm going to give you a quick demo on what we did today. So this is kind of what they end up as. This is an extension into our superhero project. So the very first thing you're going to need is an index card or a piece of thick paper and some watercolors and a little bit of water. Right, so the very first thing we're going to do is just dip a finger. I have to use my index finger first. And when you go to your watercolors, you want to rub it with the finger. Don't need a lot of water, it should be kind of like muddy. You're going to go to your paper and you, one touch, and you'll be left with a little fingerprint. So first thing is you want to get a whole bunch of these to play with. So we're just going to grab a bunch of different colors. You can play around with the different fingers that you can use, so do some blue ones. And they can even be different sizes. Try your pinky. Do an orange one. Make sure your head doesn't get in there, Andre, otherwise I can't send it. That's okay. So there's an orange one. And lastly, you're going to want to do a couple with a thumb. This is really important because it's a different kind of character we build with our thumb. It's going to be close-ups. So again, we're going to do a whole bunch on this page. The longer you rub your finger on the paint, the stronger the color will be. You can even do it at different angles. There's no right or wrong to this. Oh, thank you. So right there, so as you can see, I've got a whole bunch, different sizes, different colors, and I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll come back and show you the rest. Okay, so this is the second video in the series. The first one was doing the fingerprints, as you can see here. The second part is creating two different kinds of figures. So the first one is going to be one that's a little further away. So its faces are going to be very simple. We're going to be adding stick arms and stick legs. So let's just take this little red one over here. So we can maybe put on a little workout bandana. Do this one on profile, so we'll give him a little mouth and a nose, like so. See him up there? And we're just going to give him some legs, and maybe he's doing some walking. Like that, and we'll give him an arm. It's nothing too fancy. We want to do another one where he's facing forward. And give this guy maybe a toque, little pom-pom. We can give him eyebrows. Now if we play around with different types of eyebrows on the orange one, we start to get different expressions. So eyes can be either full, different kind of noses. To make this guy look a little sad. So you can see we've used a little triangle nose on this guy. A couple of the noses that you can play with, the ones that I really like, are a little shallow U, triangle, or also like a little D. Same thing with eyes. Eyes can just be little scribbled eyes, little dots, like this one here. They can be like a shallow D, or they can even be like little slits. Often happy is done with slits. So with this guy here, let's have him maybe holding an ice cream cone where the ice cream has fallen off, just like that. So he's sad. So that's the gist of it. The big excuse me, the big thing is that we want to do maybe half of the figures using this really simple style. When we put these on the comic strips, what it does is it gives us some perspective from when the characters are in a bigger setting. So a couple of those, you can even make them interact if you have more. So this guy over here could be, what could this guy be doing? This guy, let's put him in a toque. Maybe we'll get this girl, maybe make it a girl. Give her some curly hair. And we'll put a concerned look on her face. Because she is trying to catch the ice cream cone. So something really simple like that, big open mouth. So ideally we want to start to make these characters start to interact. Now with these other ones, what we're going to do is we're going to do close-ups on them. So what's going to happen is that the head is actually going to become the whole fingerprint instead of it being the body as well. So this one we're going to take a little more time, kind of like this winter theme. It's kind of fitting. So we're going to draw a hat. I always encourage students to do the hat or the hair first, because when you're kind of fleshing things out. With these guys you can even do ears, little squiggles or threes. You can also do D's for them as well. And let's give this one some curved eyebrows and some D eyes. And with these ones I'm actually going to give them a pupil as well. I'm going to use a little U nose, and let's make this person really happy. And the difference here is that what we're going to do is we're going to give them a neck, and we can start to give them some kind of character, maybe a couple stripes on their shirt. So you can see this one here, we're starting to just build out the character a little bit more. By adding in the clothing, what we're doing is that we're zooming in. So in cartoons, when they do the kind of the close-ups, this is how we're going to be doing it in our cartoons. So I'll do one more like that. Let's make this one a girl. We'll give her some nice long hair. Pens, one of the best pens to use for this is the V-Points, or I think they're called the Highball. It's a liquid ink pen that's black. As you can see, my fountain pen is clogging up with some of the paint here. So I guess this girl, nice long hair, give her some bangs. Maybe we'll give her some ears. And this one, let's do some angry eyes. So I'm just going to do some lines, give her a triangular nose, and we'll give her kind of a checkmark face. And this one, we'll do the same thing, give her a little neck, some arms, maybe some longer arms, and maybe we'll put some kind of decoration on her shirt here. Nothing too fancy, just something to give it a little character. And here we can also, you can see that I have a slightly different color on the side, so you can kind of use that to emphasize certain features. Could even trace out her head here if you want to make her look a little bit different. Just add a few more things as we go. Okay, so that's basically it. Ideally what we did is we did this for about 40 minutes. Had some students then try to create some kind of set around it. So one girl put one of her figures in a pond, in a pool, made another one running on a path. It's just the whole idea of what kind of stories can you tell from these simple thumbprints that we have. So that's kind of a quick tutorial on it. I'll also post with this on the email a PDF that has some of the images with it. Thank you very much. Have a great week.